ongoing here. A lot of different obs coming in this morning as far as what type of precipitation we have seen. And we've seen just about everything at this point. We've had snow, we've had sleet, we've had freezing rain, we've had thunderstorms, flooding, and tornado warnings, which I'll get to in just a moment. So you can see the storm system just working its way into the northeast. New York City recently changing a little bit more to a wintry mix as they have already experienced quite a bit of snow. And from this point on out, we'll be dealing with more of that mixing situation here, making things unfortunately quite messy. You saw the cameras earlier from Aaron Jajak coming in from Scranton, Pennsylvania, with a lot of sleet coming down into some of those higher elevations of Pennsylvania, maybe some snow still, but a lot of this has been sleet across central Pennsylvania extending southward here. Where it gets pretty interesting is where you have some of this heaviest precipitation, southwestern Pennsylvania, getting into the Laurel Highlands there. You're dumping a lot of heavy rainfall on areas that are still quite cold, and that's leading to substantial icing threat. And same thing as you work your way down Interstate 81 here into the area there of Staunton and Blacksburg, West Virginia, those locations. Roanoke, you're a little south, so for most part there around the Roanoke area, it has been largely rain. This heavy rain, though, has created some huge problems because you can see not only do we have rounds of heavy rain still working around Charleston, but then we have all these thunderstorms here off towards the west, and that's done a couple of different things here. You can see a slew of different warnings. Some of these are flash flood warnings, some of them are severe thunderstorm warnings, and yes, we even have now looks like a tornado warning still at this point in time. This is Butler and Edmonton County, that tornado warning lasting until 5. There's some cold winds coming southward here, and that's coming in out of Canada. New cold front comes through. It's going to kick off some snow squalls, but this will set the stage for the next storm system that we'll be talking about. I do want to highlight, though, the winds, because while we have that ice there right now, the problem is when you add winds to it, like we will today into tomorrow, if you have enough ice accumulation, that's easily going to lead to some power outages. So that will be a bigger concern then, too, as we go through the upcoming hours. Anything that doesn't melt. Maybe a little warmer than the locals like, given that it's winter and this is our time to get away from the warmth, but it's not going to be hot. As you look across the southeast, we do have some showers out there, mostly across portions of the Carolinas into North Carolina. None of this is overly active, so I don't think it's creating any real problems for most folks. What could create some challenges, several different pockets of fog, depending on where you are. New Orleans being one of them with 6 miles of visibility. Little Rock reduced to 2 miles of visibility there. So we've had some of those challenges across portions of the southeast, but beyond that, it is very quiet and very mild. We're at 67 already in Jackson, starting off a February morning at 70 in Houston, and Nashville is even in the upper 60s, close to 70 degrees at this point in time. We do have some of the rain to contend with as we head throughout your Thursday, especially some of those showers and thunderstorms. Watch out how it will be a little bit active there through much of Tennessee, and it's still a little wet as you work your way farther south. But if you're not dealing with the rain, it's another day of extreme warmth. 81 in. There's still some areas of clouds and extra drizzle hanging around Friday, so I don't think it's the brightest weather across a good chunk of the south. But again, still warm and nothing overly active for us. You can see this pattern here unfold. It keeps some of that activity around Tennessee and Kentucky today, so it will be still very active here for some of this area until this evening. And then after that, we just have the southerly flow out of the Gulf of Mexico that keeps some extra clouds, some extra moisture around, but not really any true soaking rainfall out there for us, which is why Friday, another day where we're off to the races, especially across Texas. 81 in Houston. We go to 81 in El Paso.